Chaos Insurgency. The Chaos Insurgency is a splinter organization and a major antagonist in the SCP Foundation mythos. It was formed in 1924 by, ironically, the O5 Council, which is the highest authority in the SCP Foundation. The group was formed as a secret task force, known merely as the Insurgency. The gang was planning to carry out morally questionable tasks while maintaining the Foundation's public image, basically airing the organization's dirty laundry. Reminds me of a similar institution. Obviously, they didn't quite like that, so in 1948, the group turned against the Foundation, did a few devious licks things by stealing some anomalous objects and renaming itself the Chaos Insurgency. Because, they cause chaos. Unlike the Foundation, which contains SCPs, the Insurgency uses them as weapons and tools to destroy the SCP Foundation. They are driven by the thought that the Foundation hides the truth and limits human progress. So in their eyes, dismantling the Foundation is needed to advance humanity. Hey, they might not be that bad after all. The Chaos Insurgency operates in developing nations, aligns with corrupt regimes, and conducts unethical experiments. Yeah, never mind. Since I like having my tier list, I'll rank them based on how much danger they pose for the SCP Foundation. Church of the Broken God. The Church of the Broken God is a global religious cult and one of the oldest groups in the SCP Foundation mythos. This cult with the coolest name ever has its followers worshipping Mechane, the Broken God, and believes that flesh is weak and mid, while machinery represents perfection and divinity. Gravitals from all tomorrow's wannabes. The Church aims to rebuild its God through technology and mechanization. They seek to use this very cool method called standardization, which involves replacing organic parts with mechanical ones. Their whole ideology falls down to basically, machine lay good, flesh lay bad. These goobers are such haters that they view Sarkicism, a flesh-based religion, as their ultimate enemy. Cyborg wannabes believe that true enlightenment comes through becoming a CPU, or a fucking motherboard, apparently. The UIU. The Unusual Incidents Unit, also known as the FBI, but they're even worse at their jobs, is a branch of the U.S. government responsible for investigating and managing spooky, scary entities that bring a threat to national security. The organization was created during the Cold War to rival the Soviet counterpart, the GRU Division P, the UIU. Okay, horrible acronym. I'll just refer to them as a similar-ass organization. ICE was originally well-funded and effective. However, because the SCP Foundation and the Global Occult Coalition do a much better job than ICE, they were severely underfunded and seen as garbage when compared to those organizations. This left them horrendously underfunded, understaffed, and technologically behind compared to the other organizations. Because they kind of suck and nobody really cares about them, ICE allows harmless entities to exist freely as long as they pose no threat to civilians. The MTF. Mobile task forces are elite, best of the best units, a part of the SCP Foundation. Don't worry, they didn't break off. They are deployed to contain, fight, or protect aberrations and people of interest. Comprised of highly trained soldiers from very deep and impressive specialized backgrounds. MTF have skills tailored to their specific branch. Each branch has its own specific mission, each with a very cool name. Here are a few: Red Right Hand, Castaways, Manifest Destiny, Last to Fall, and the one you all know, Nine-Tailed Fox. Some squads focus on surveillance or intelligence gathering, others on exploration, and others on beating up foes. Squad size also varies, from small specialized squads to large forces with vehicles and heavy equipment for handling strong abominations. MTFs are relocated as need be, and additionally pose as local law enforcement, whilst deployed because they're just that goated. Because some are specialized for a very specific mission, some MTFs are disbanded after completing them. Global Occult Coalition. The Global Occult Coalition is a major organization in the SCP Foundation mythos, and one of the Foundation's largest, most prominent rivals, which is an actual functioning operation, and not some schizophrenic doomsday cult. GOC was founded after World War II, and it operates under the United Nations with the primary goal of protecting humanity from paranormal threats. Unlike the SCP Foundation, which focuses on containment and research, GOC does not fuck with that, and prefers to outright destroy the anomalies, even if they are harmless. Yes, even if it results in the elimination of entire communities, as in the case of SCP-1261. You can see why the SCP Foundation does not necessarily like them. Imagine you found a pretty cool toy that you want to learn the mechanics of. Someone else barges in, destroys it, and leaves. The coalition is composed of 108 powerful organizations. Whilst the SCP Foundation's mission is to secure, contain, and protect, GOC's five-fold mission emphasizes survival, concealment, protection, destruction, and education of humanity regarding paranormal threats. While GOC denounces the Foundation's use of D-class personnel, as it's obviously extremely inhumane, the Foundation heavily dislikes GOC's destructive methods. Despite tensions, the two organizations are frequently forced to collaborate against major global threats. The Fifth Church. The Fifth Church, also known as Fifthism, is a mysterious and once again apocalyptic cult in the SCP Foundation mythos. These twats are devoted to the worship of the fifth dimension and the constellation starfish. An incomprehensible mimetic thing. Don't question it. They're cultists. Fifthism began in ancient times, when individuals became mentally infected by SCP-3125, who spread its influence through generations and countless rebirths of the religion. So basically, if you didn't understand that, Starfish Guy infected people and forced them to think that he's chill, which greatly amplified its control over humanity even more. It led to the rise of the modern Fifth Church, founded by Louis Anna. So, okay, cool story, bro. But what do they want to do? Well, the Fifthists believe that free will is evil, yucky, very bad, and that humanity must abandon individuality to merge with the fifth world, a higher plane of existence beyond reality. Their practices often create mimetic and anti-mimetic anomalies to spread their ideology, which does nothing but piss off the SCP Foundation, which tries to contain them, and GOC, which tries to exterminate them. This infected, brainwashed cult's full goals are hard to understand. MC&D. Marshall, Carter, and Dark is a powerful, shadowy group in the mythos. They operate as a high-class capitalistic businessmen's club and a black market auction house, selling rare goodies. Founded by the mysterious three goobers of Marshall, Carter, and Dark, if it wasn't evident in the name, this group makes money through the sale and exchange of anomalous entities, objects, and experiences to the wealthiest people in the world. So when billionaires are bored, instead of helping the populace, they'd much rather spend billions to enter a random dimension or duel with a potato that throws spikes. We truly live in a society. Beneath this polished surface lies a group involved in not-so-good activities, who would have guessed, including drug, weapon, and human trafficking. Founded in London, MC&D has spread throughout Europe, America, Russia, and China, retaining power through political pressure or financial means, rather than outright force, a Disneyland for the super-rich and bored. They possess funds to intimidate, bribe, or manipulate Foundation agents and sabotage rivals. The Serpent's Hand. The Serpent's Hand is a small but influential leaderless resistance group in the SCP universe, and probably the dumbest entry so far. You know how organizations usually try to contain or destroy anomalies? Yeah, well, they fight for their liberation, integration into human society, and to expose the truth to the public. See, there's one issue with that goal. Can you imagine a friendly interaction with any of them? Anyways, this could be because many anomalous individuals are part of this group, often holding animosity toward the SCP Foundation, whom they label as jailers, and the global occult coalition as bookburners, which makes their goal make a little more sense. Think of it as prisoners. Anomalies exist in society, but the dangerous ones are locked out of it. It began with the ancient Hand of the Serpent, a monastic cult devoted to knowledge and the Wanderer's Library. The group was revived in modern times to promote forbidden truths. They sometimes ally with the Foundation against greater threats. However, there's a certain organization that isn't quite fond of them. I wonder who. Children of the Scarlet King. I swear, it feels like almost all my SCP videos mention the Scarlet King. The Children of the Scarlet King are a gang of fanatical cultists dedicated to worshiping the apocalyptic god himself. Their goal is to bring this god into existence, believing his arrival will end civilization and reform it into a feudal society where only the strong reign. Though scattered worldwide, they're united by their devotion to the Scarlet King. They believe hierarchy reflects the king's superiority, and seek to build a world where the strong dominate the weak. They are the biggest glazers in the mythos, wanting to rebirth an objectively evil deity, doing tricks on it as well. Shark Punching Center. The Shark Punching Center is an incredible organization, rivaling the SCP in both strength and significance. Their main mission is punching sharks. Nah, I'm just taking the piss. The SPC is a joke version of the SCP Foundation in an alternate universe. It was made because apparently, too many people can't seem to spell the acronym SCP correctly. So basically, the organization focuses on combat with sharks. But why? Because they don't necessarily like sharks. The organization uses objects and entities against sharks or to make combat with sharks easier. The funniest part? There are genuine, actual articles based on this foundation. No, like genuinely read it, it's amazing. I put the hub on where to read about each organization in the description if you're interested.